I think we've been tremendously productive, but the process is woeful, and the process is broken, and because of the process, we don't do a lot of things that we should be doing. Don't do a lot of things we should be doing. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. I want to talk to you about the things that I learned, or in some cases just got reinforced during this 101-day budget struggle, and what I think we need to do about them. And I'm going to refer to a little bit of notes, which I don't usually do, but because since we're on the record, I want to make sure the facts I tell you are all entirely accurate. I don't necessarily trust my memory. As you know, we dealt with an unprecedented situation. The Commonwealth lost in the previous fiscal year $3.2 billion of revenue. Nothing like that's happened since the Depression. Even if you adjust for percentage-wise, there's never been a revenue shortfall like that since the Depression. Obviously, that required us to make some very difficult and tough choices. And in my estimation, we had to do three things. Two of them, which I think we did very well, and one of which we did terribly. And that's the root of what I want to talk to you about. The three things we had to do was reduce state spending to get back to our core functions. Painful as all get out, horribly painful. Eliminating things like the Governor's Schools of Excellence, which are a great program. Eliminating aid to state fairs. You know, state fairs are a staple of what we do in the Commonwealth, but they weren't our core functions. Getting rid of the Scotland School. Great thing to have, but $45,000 a year per kid for poorer SATs than any of the Philadelphia public high schools. So we had to get back to our core functions, and we did it. Between the cuts I made during last year's fiscal year and the cuts that are made in this budget, over $2.5 billion of cuts, $1.9 billion of those for this current fiscal year. We're spending, in terms of state dollars, $2 billion, roughly $2 billion less than we spent the year before. That's an incredible reduction when you think about it, an incredible reduction. So I think we did it well. To just give you a frame of reference, there are 655 lines in the budget. We eliminated 142. We cut 360. So 73% of the lines in our budget were either eliminated or cut. Painful. Some of my favorite programs, Classrooms for the Future, putting the laptops in our high schools, hugely successful program. We weren't able to complete it. We were up to 90% of the high schools covered. This year we were going to cover the last 10%. We're hopeful that those high schools will use their stimulus money to do so, but we weren't able to do it. Just so many of our great economic development programs that have kept us in better shape than most states were cut. Painful cuts, painful, painful cuts.